Fresh off his victory in the state of Connecticut, he is getting set to play in this week's Rocket Classic at the Detroit Golf Club in Detroit, Michigan on CBS, which you can see right here on Roku. Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. Ryder Cup captain as well, Keegan Bradley. Good to see you, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good, boys. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're all clapping for you.
Yeah, buddy.
That was our best golf clap.
Oh, nice. I didn't even hear it.
Yeah, wait, one more time. Ready? Go.
Yeah, perfect. That's better.
Now, when by the way, the one time I played in the Proam at the TPC of River Highlands, where you just won, I was playing with Mark Brooks, and I asked him, how do you respond to the golf clap? Do you just touch your cap? Do you do a quick wave? Like, what's your choice, Keegan? What's your choice?
Well, the pro move is to you don't even tip it. You just grab it. There's no tipping. It's just a quick light grab.
Just a tug, just a touch and a tug. That's it. That's
you don't even need to tug. It's just and then you move on.
Yeah, Mark said his choice was no thumbs, no guns, meaning none of this and none of that. That's what he told me. Anything else is fine. Just you never go thumbs up or like that sort of thing. But
I'm a big thumbs up guy, so okay. I'd have to disagree.
Okay,
yeah.
Good enough. Little pushback, but hey, it's your world right now, or just rent payers.
That's right.
So, what was that like for you on the final day there on Sunday with that big comeback from you, Keegan?
Well, you dream as a kid of making the tour and winning tournaments and doing everything. And then sometimes in sporting life or in regular life, you're in the middle of something you haven't even ever dreamt about. I mean, that was literally, as a kid, I went there as my first PGA Tour event I ever been to. And just wanting to play in the tournament was my lifelong goal. And then all of a sudden, here I am on 18 with the whole crowd cheering for me, people everywhere and hitting shots that were perfect. And it was literally like you're living a dream.
Well, it was 27 years ago I played in that Pro-Am, Keegan. So potentially was that you ducking when I actually, hooked one off the tee, around hole 6, hole 7? Could that have been you? Maybe?
I would be weary to go watch a Pro-Am with the balls flying around the course, so I wouldn't have been there.
Okay, very good. I'm glad you've got your standards since you were a kid. And so you're from Vermont, but wound up at St. John's, correct? Is that?
Yeah. So I grew up in Vermont and then moved to Hopkinton, Mass in high school, later in high school.
Right.
And we're just outside of Boston. And I didn't get recruited at all from any schools. And St. John's, Frank Darby offered me a full scholarship. And I remember the next day he said, well, what do you think? Are you going to come? I'm like, full scholarship. Yeah, that's all you needed to say. I don't even need to come on the recruiting trip. So, and to be honest with you, I really wanted to go there, build up a resume, and maybe go to a SEC school or whatever it was. And I went to St. John's in Queens, and I just fell in love with the school and the golf team and all the guys on the team. And I couldn't have ever dreamt of leaving.
And is it true that when you were at St. John's, one of the first courses you played in college was Bethpage Black out in Long Island? Is that true? Yeah.
So the superintendent at the time, his name was Craig Currier, and he used to let us park at the maintenance shed, which is on the third tee, and we would play the inside loop. So no one would know we were there. The course was closed, so we couldn't cross the road. So you'd play 3 through 14, and we were the only people on the golf course. And this was fresh off of Tiger winning the U.S. Open there. It was the first time I had ever been on a major championship golf course. It was just really special.
And obviously the reason why I bring it up, that's where the Ryder Cup is taking place. So that's going to be a neat full circle moment for you, I would imagine, right?
It really is. It's surreal. I still now I can't believe it's happening. But I have some of my favorite memories with the St. John's golf team, walking around Bethpage with, normally at Bethpage crowd, there's, people are playing, it's jammed, and we're out there by ourselves playing an eightsome, with a money game with all of our buddies. And, and then now, fast forward, we're going to be out there representing our country, trying to win the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, the ultimate figurative money game, that's for sure. You know what I mean? And obviously, it begs the question, and I'm sure you were asked it all weekend. You've been asked it over the last couple of weeks. Is when you're at Bethpage Black in September, will you be the captain, or will you be a player on the team that you've chosen, or will you be both? Keegan?
Well, I'll definitely be at least the captain. That's for sure. I have a great vice captains around me that are there for me if that does happen. I will do whatever is best, what I think is best for the team. Certainly, me winning last week has changed sort of the stance that we had before that. I never would have played on the team if I hadn't won. It definitely changes things a little bit, but we still got 2 months before the Ryder Cup, or 3 months, and we're going to make the best decision. If me playing is going to help the team, then we're going to do that. If it doesn't, then we're not, and we're still a long way away from making that decision.
So technically, are you playing for your spot that you can choose for yourself, Keegan? Did I get that right?
I guess so. It's so strange. It's a really strange thing, because I can't ask any advice to anyone about this. Tiger did it at the President's Cup, which he's been excellent. The Ryder Cup's a little different than the President's Cup, and I'm in them trying to go about this path, and the last person to do it was Arnold Palmer in 1962. So I can't call up a guy and be like, hey, what was your experience doing this? How was it? So we're all learning this as we go, and learning on the fly. But I'm lucky. My vice captains have been great. They'll help me with this decision.
And so how often are you meeting with vice captains in the middle of actually being a player, winning an event last week, and now being in Michigan for this one? Like, what are you doing?
Well, we had dinner. We all had dinner last night, and we're chatting, and but we're talking every day. Every single day we're working on the Ryder Cup. There isn't a day where we're not, planning things out, talking about players, figuring out what we want to do for the team. So this is a daily process, especially as we get closer. Things are ramping up, and we're starting to see the team take shape, and we know a bunch of guys that are going to be on the team and who we compare them with, when we want to play them, what format. So things are getting serious.
Now, walk me through who was at this dinner. What is that? Who's at the dinner?
So my vice captains right now are Jim Furyk,
right,
Brant Snedeker, Webb Simpson, and Kevin Kisner. There's one more there that we haven't announced yet that I've been sworn to secrecy, but he'll be announced really soon.
Okay. And in terms of that, who picks up the check for this dinner?
I pick up the check always.
Because you're the captain, or is that what it is?
Yeah, I gotta tell you, this whole process and having these vice captains has been so incredible. Like, I'm so proud of to have them, and when I'm around them, like, I feel really grateful that they're on my side. Like, you every decision that I've made for a vice captain, I've been happy with. But then after I have them on board and we have some chats, I'm just so grateful. I couldn't do this without these guys.
Have you hit up Tiger to maybe pick his brain on doing what you said he did at the President's Cup? Obviously, we saw. Have you picked his brain a little bit?
Yes, talking with Tiger. There's been a few people during this process that have been extremely helpful and supportive and constantly checking in, and Tiger has been one of them. He's been really someone that I can lean on, really someone that has given me great advice, somebody that I can bounce ideas off of, and he's going to give me. I'm not looking for someone to agree with me ever. If they don't, I want them to give me their real opinion, and he does that in a great way.
Keegan Bradley, fresh off of winning in Cromwell, Connecticut at the Travelers, now zooming in from Detroit, Michigan, where this week's Rocket Classic will be going down. I know the new CEO of the PGA, sir, very well, having worked in the flow chart underneath Brian Rolapp for many, many years. Are you going to pick his brain on what's up with the Patriots, Keegan? If you do get a chance with him?
Yes, I definitely will. And last week I had Adam Schefter walk to my group as a commentator. I was picking his brain, asking, hoping the Patriots maybe get one more receiver.
Yeah.
But I any chance I can get to talk to these insiders about the Patriots or the Red Sox or whatever, I am going to take that opportunity and not shy about doing that.
Oh, so what did Schefter tell you? What insight did he give you?
So Schefter, well, he said, I'm going to give you my number so you can text me anytime you have any Patriot questions. I'm like, bro, You better be ready, man. Like, this isn't somebody who's going to say they're going to do it. Like, you're going to be hearing from me at 1 a.m. when I hear a rumor about Justin Jefferson coming to the Patriots or something. But
right.
yeah, it's cool. I love the Patriots so much. It's like, it's sort of strange because I'm 39 years old now, but I still feel like I'm 13 in my basement in Vermont watching them.
Yeah, well, I mean, you had quite the run when Brady was there, Keegan. You know what I mean? I mean, you must have enjoyed that. That's as good as it gets. You know,
I really did. I tell people all the time how important sports are for everybody.
Right.
For me, the Patriots, I can chart my life on how the Super Bowls. And my first Super Bowl I watched with my dad in the basement in Vermont. The middle Super Bowls I watched with my wife. We went to two of them. We went to the Seattle one and the 28-3 one, and then the last one I held my son in my arms to. So like, it's not just winning the Super Bowl. This is important. I can mark, the times of my life and these magical moments by Patriot wins. And I just think sports are really important.
Yeah, marking of time, man. And there's no question. That's how sports brings people together. And you got any 2 cents on the Celtics, what they're doing right now with their trades and what Jaylen Brown could be moving? It's kind of sad to see.
Oh, is that what they're saying
I
next?
don't know. I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? Nobody knows right now. But the Celtics, for cap purposes, for sure, aprons and things like that, sent away, as we all know, Jrue Holiday and Kristaps Porzingis. You got 2 cents on that, Keegan?
Yeah, well, I know that they had that huge luxury tax bill coming, and people of Boston, I listen to sports radio all the time, Felger and Maz all the time, and they're talking about this monster bill that's coming and that the team's going to look a lot different. And I think we all kind of knew that when we they signed everybody after that NBA championship, and you're like, how does that work? It doesn't seem like you could do that anymore. But they have Brad Stevens is a genius. So I feel like he's getting to a level of Belichick where when you see a trade or something, you're kind of like, well, what's he up to? There's something going to be good here. So I have a faith in them, and now hopefully Jason Tatum heals up good, and these boys will be right back at it.
I literally, as you were saying that, Keegan, I was thinking, with Bill now in North Carolina, it's in Brad we trust. You know what I mean? Like that's the phrase that pays right now.
It really is. It's he's getting to that point, like I said, where I see one of the guys being traded and I'm bummed, but then I'm like, well, let's see what the details are of this, because normally his trades are spot on.
Okay. Keegan, it's been a great time to chat with you here. I appreciate the time. I'm going to ask you a question I asked of J.J. Spawn last week when he came on after winning the U.S. Open. I'm playing in the American Century Championship in Lake Tahoe, in Nevada. Yeah. I'm not that good. I'm good straight up. Like Marty Fish is not quaking in his boots. Steph Curry, John Smoltz, they're not. I'm not that object close in their rearview mirror. I haven't played in this event in 21 years. I already gave you the idea of how good I might be. I haven't improved from 27 years ago with Mark Brooks to now. Do you have any advice for me going out there?
God, you are gonna be so nervous. Let me tell you.
Okay.
And let me just let you a little insight on today's athlete and what you're gonna have to deal with.
Okay, sir.
If you hit a horrible shot or miss a short putt or hit somebody, it's on social media forever. So if you just want to have that in the back of your mind.
Yes.
I would be wary of that. That's my only warning to you. But I would say a couple cocktails, relax, and you'll be fine.
Okay, because I was about to question your leadership and captaincy's abilities with your first statement, and then you saved it with the swing oil, Keegan. I'm with you on that one. I appreciate that piece of advice. Listen, congrats again on the win in the Travelers. Best of luck here at Michigan this weekend, and I can't wait to see what you're cooking up for Beth Page Black at the Ryder Cup. Congratulations on the captaincy, and I do hope that we do get to see you out there, because I'm sure the kid at St. John's wouldn't mind doing that too. Yeah,
for sure. And I want to thank you guys for all the Seinfeld content that we get behind the scenes. That's where we get that's where we get all of our inside scoop Seinfeld stuff. Nice. I love it.
Okay, Keegan.
All right.
There's more to come. I got more in my back pocket, man. We've got. I appreciate you saying that, because we love doing that here. Thanks again for the time, sir.
Thank you, boys.
You bet. Ladies and gentlemen, the U.S. Ryder Cup team captain, Keegan Bradley, here on The Rich Eisen Show. Catch The Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.